Welcome back to Learning in Your PJs with Miss D. Today we're going to learn how to tell time. We're going to start out easy. We're going to look at plain clocks with no hands on them yet, and we're going to learn how to tell time to the hour. In another video, I will teach you how to tell time to the half hour. Let's get started.
Let's get down to business. We're going to learn how to tell time today. I've already got my name on my paper, and we're going to use my fancy pen today. Very exciting. The first couple clocks we're going to be doing today are blank. It'll be up to us to draw the hands on the clocks appropriately. And once we get to the bottom part, when we get to the squiggles, let's do it the other way. We'll already have the hands on the clock. It'll be up to us to write down the other part right here. The clock time. Here we go. First, let's talk about hands of the clock. There are always two of them. They start from this little dot in the middle, and real clocks in real life are the same way. One hand is longer, and we're practicing telling time to the hour today. So we're always going to see the long hand pointing to the 12. 12, 12, 12, just like that. This is called the minute hand, and it's longer than the other hand. The other hand we have is shorter. It's called the hour hand, and I'm going to make it point to the 9 today. Now, I'm not going to go all the way to the 9 like I did all the way to the 12 with the long minute hand. The short hour hand just points at the number, doesn't quite touch it. So there's your little basic lesson on hands of the clock. Now you might see in your worksheets that none of these numbers are there. They might be totally empty. They may not be there at all. It'll be up to you to fill them in one little bit at a time, starting with 12 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's what all clocks in real life look like. So now that we know the basics on what clocks look like in the hands, let's get to work. I want to show 3 o'clock on this empty clock. Well, as I said before, whenever we tell time to the hour, every time I should see the long minute hand pointing all the way to the 12. Every clock today is going to look like that. I've got the o'clock part down, but what about the 3 part? 3. That means the hour hand is going to point. Oop. Mine bended a little bit there. Sorry about that. There we go. To the 3. 3 o'clock. That's what 3 o'clock looks like in real life. Moving right along. Now we're going to make 8 o'clock. First step. Long hour. Minute hand. Pointing all the way to the 12. Now I want to point the hour hand to the 8. Here we go. Not as long as the minute hand. Little hour hand pointing to the 8. That's what 8 o'clock looks like. Let's do another one. Now we've got 11 o'clock. Okay, same thing. Make that long minute hand point all the way to that 12. We're going to make our shorter hour hand point to the 11. Right next to it. And that's what 11 o'clock looks like. We've got 2 more before the squiggly line where it gets a little bit tricky. We can do this. 1 o'clock. Okay, step 1. Take care of the o'clock part, which means making that minute hand point up to the 12. And now show me 1 o'clock. Make that hour hand point to the 1. There we go. 1 o'clock. One more. It's 6 o'clock. Okay, we can do this. Make that minute hand go all the way to the top to touch the 12. Now we're going to make our little hour hand point to the 6. And look at that. It made one straight line, chopping that clock right in half. 6 o'clock is nice and skinny like a straight line. Awesome. We've gotten to the bottom of the worksheet where I put that squiggle. This time we're going to do it backwards. My hands of the clock are already there. It's up to us to write what time it is. Okay. I see the minute hand on the 12. I see the hour hand pointing to the 4. This is what 4 o'clock looks like. Ooh, my paper moved on me. Oh no. There we go. Okay, next. I see it pointing to the 9, which means 9 o'clock. Oh, I'm going to try to trick you on this one. I've got both the minute hand and the hour hand pointing to the 12. What does that mean? Can a clock actually do that? Yes, of course it can. And it means 12 o'clock. There we go. Despite my wiggly paper, we did it. This was your first lesson in telling time to the hour. Way to go.